Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, trying to figure out what's going on with my freaking live stream. Okay, it's working. It wasn't working at first. Now it's working. Alrighty. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is final loose ends being tied shut. Final loose ends being tied shut. There's stuff that's being pushed through. There are things that are no longer being allowed. There are things that are no longer being tolerated. There are things. There are things. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this simply because of the fact that um, it's this sense that whatever has been weighing you down, whatever programs have been greatly distorting your perception of the journey that you're on, it's coming to a halt. And you need to let it. You need to let it. You know what that means? That means you have a lot of say in the way your journey goes. And if you're not going to allow yourself to utilize your power to choose how you will experience things, then it's going to kind of potentially be good, potentially be bad, potentially be something that you potentially sabotage. We don't want to do that. We want to tie up the loose ends. We want to hog tie it. We want to hog tie up the loose ends and have it completely under wraps, under control, and in a position where we can begin no longer feeling blocked and stagnant. Oh lordy. All right. Okay, so those and then this. Okay. So there's something that you're needing to remember at this point. There is something that's happened, something from your personal history that has been very difficult for you to wrap your mind around. Whatever that thing is, soul is trying to find a resolution for it. Soul is absolutely trying to find a resolution for it. And you have to get out of your own way. You have to. You can choose to be difficult with yourself, but I mean, it's just you being difficult with yourself, right? It's not you actually preventing experiences that are necessary. So, stability. This is soul's goal, to get you so stable within yourself that you really begin to trust in your own process, trust your plan and your soul's plan, not yours. Your soul's plan, and allow yourself to accept the way things are shifting. Now, for some of you, you had a preconceived notion of how this is supposed to play out, when it's supposed to conclude. And now it's this thing of like, what is happening? How come it hasn't finished? Is it a sign that my efforts are failing and that I don't deserve anything and soul doesn't care and all these other negative things, right? Super dramatic. No, it's not a sign of any of that. It means that something else is being worked into your favor. What does that mean? If something else is being worked into your favor, what does that mean? What does that tell you? For me, it tells me that there was an outcome that maybe you were made aware of at some point, but now things have been amplified, and there are some benefits that you didn't think you deserved, or maybe you thought didn't apply to you, but now it does. I know this is a period that's very, very scary. There's so much uncertainty. There is so much unknown outcome? Is it going to be good for you? Is it going to be bad for you? Does it have to be good or bad? Can we just focus on tying up the loose ends? Can we just focus on closing out whatever this chapter is? Whatever book you've been reading, whatever book of life you've been reading, it hasn't been pleasurable for you. It's been quite a challenge. So rather than arguing with soul about the published date and who edited it, who edited it, who edited it, or some other trivial thing, why don't we just finally finish the book and put it down? Start on a new book, a book that might be much more pleasurable than what we've had thus far, right? So, whatever this was that you've been going through, it created tremendous imbalance for you, either in the way you saw yourself or the way you saw um, your place in your life. Um, almost gone. Just got a notification, almost gone. The hardship is almost gone. Whatever it is that's needing to happen, can you just really let it happen? Like, just let your soul be fully in control for once, right? Let your soul be fully in control for once. Oh my gosh, I think I know how this applies to my personal life. Okay. Makes me nervous because it does. Things like this make me very, very nervous because I feel like I feel like I need to have at least some control, some say over the way I experience things, over the way I experience my life, right? And it's hard. It's hard to just blindly trust even though soul has gotten you through everything. It's hard. It's hard. For me personally, it's very, very hard. So here's the thing, soul is about to cross boundaries with you. There's no boundaries that should exist between the self and the soul. And I think when we create all of these boundaries and partitions between our self and our higher self, um, that's how you can create distortions and miss important messages, important instruction. Um, hmm. There's a shifting of energy that's taking place right now. I don't I'm not going to try and find out who it is just because there's someone who, I'll put it in these terms. There is someone who is watching now or will watch this later when the live stream is done. Sorry. Who is seeking, waiting for confirmation, and they are wanting me to confirm something. They're wanting me to confirm something for them personally. Mm. I'll take a page out of my husband's book of life quotes. You're going to do what you're going to do. So just do it. You're going to do what you're going to do. So do it and do it passionately. Right? Do it and do it passionately. Um, if your action and your choice is not aligned with what your soul wants for you, is not aligned with what is healthy for you and what will help to promote your healing, then you will live the end result of whatever you decided. Um, I'm not going to mince words, and I'm not going to. Um, I don't want to participate in whatever that is. I don't. I don't, because really, it's almost like for whoever needed some type of confirmation for something, like a sign, and they stipulated that the sign would come from me. Um, I don't like being put in positions where if I play along with that and things crash and burn, you're then going to blame me later. So I say, take ownership of your right to choose. Completely own your sovereign power to choose your experiences through this life. Choose the details that lead to the learning that needs to occur. Do it with passion, and own your life. And if you don't like the outcome of what you chose, well, you can choose differently. At any point, you could change your mind. At any point, you could change your mind. And I think what's important here is that if final loose ends are being tied tight, that means soul is closing specific pathways permanently. Permanently. Oh, someone just got super sad. Listen, I I need to kind of just reset myself for a moment. I don't. Hmm. Let me share something with you guys, completely off topic, but kind of not. So sometimes YouTube will intentionally take a longer time to provide me with quick screen grabs from my videos to use as a thumbnail for the video. So I have to go through the video with the volume off and try and get screenshots that I could use as a thumbnail. And I have a robust collection of images of me from live streams where um I'm just really like here's a good one. Yeah, that's from I don't know what live stream. Here's another good one. Like, say it to my good ear, what? Here's another one. I'm just gonna sip my water and stay in my lane. So, you know, um, I'm kind of thinking I want to just start a series of emojis of my face from live streams because it's just so animated and they would be hilarious as stickers for when you're texting someone. It would help to drive home the point. Here's another really, really good one, but this one is not of me. This one is of Miss Joy. So she's just kind of like, I sent my brother one yesterday because this one, Miss Joy fell asleep with her tongue out. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine the potentiality for this? Right? The potentiality. It would just really drive the point home. Like someone's trying to talk caca to you. I would be like, I'm sorry, say it to my good ear. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm done with distracting myself from whatever I'm sensing from whoever that is. Okay, so approach whatever task it is, approach the task at hand with solidified intention. Okay. Be very aware of where your intentions are. Be very, very, very aware. I think if you don't set the intention to really close this out, you leave just enough of a crack for things to come right back in as soon as your back is turned. That's going to make you feel very insecure. Security in reverse tells me there is a potentiality for a circumstance that will make you feel very insecure. And as you feel insecure, your ability to enter into your prosperous state is going to kind of go down the drain. So things are being closed out so that you can move forward and have all of that energy to bring to fruition the very things that you want and need. Okay, the path in reverse. Um, look, you're wanting to go up to a whole nother layer level of existence and leave behind the very thing you've been building for yourself. No, now is not the time for you to quit on yourself. Now is not the time for you to give up. It's not. It's not the time to do it. It's never a time to do it. You know, it's one thing if you decide that you don't want to do something anymore. Like there's other things that are interesting you, uh, making you feel interested. Why does that sound weird? Interesting, interesting you. I don't know. It sounds weird to me right now. Um, if you're ready to work on other things, that's one thing. But to try and convince yourself that you need to give up because it's not worth it, you're not worth it, it's not worth the effort. See it all the way through. Whatever this is, see it all the way through because your soul is trying to um, clear the pathway by finally tying up these loose ends. Okay. Like you're at the tail end. Don't give up at the tail end. If you're going to stop, do it at the beginning. Change your mind at the beginning. Don't change it all the way at the very end just because you're tired of the process. It's gone on for too long, meaning it's gone on longer than you expected it would, right? Like, no, these loose ends that are being tied up, it's going to lead to you experiencing peace. You're being guided to a point of peace for yourself. You have to see this through. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't know what it is you're going through, but I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to see it through. I think what ends up happening for most people, I know this is very true for me. It's typically by the time I'm sick and tired of the situation that it's reaching the end. And if I allow myself to see it through, the reward is tremendous. It's a tremendous benefit. My peace becomes amplified, my sense of accomplishment, completion, all of these amazing things present themselves to me. And then I begin to realize, like, you know what? I did it. I made it all the way to the end. Right. So, okay, something kind of funny happened at the gym today. There's this older gentleman who I probably should not have spoken to him because I think he's having a conference with the other elders about me. He's like, "No, she's friendly. You should say hi to her." Ugh. I can be friendly. But so today he was all the way on the other side of the gym where they keep all the kettlebells. And I don't know if it was like a 30 or 40-pound kettlebell. I was using it to do my tricep killer routine. So by the time I was done with my routine, like my triceps are shaking. The backs of my arms are shaking. It's like so fatigued. And instead of putting the weight down, giving myself a moment to recover, I decide to go from one end of the gym with like a 30, 40-pound kettlebell held straight up over my head with shaking triceps, and high step it all the way across the gym to where the kettlebells are. And when I say high step, I'm talking about I can bring my knee all the way up to my chest for one step. So each step, so 1, 2, 3. It's not a fast thing. And the old man was over there, and he sees me coming. And I was maybe 3 feet away from the kettlebell shelf. And my arms were shaking so bad. And I knew if I walked those 3 feet, one of those steps would involve me dropping a 30-pound kettlebell on my head. And I made an executive decision, and I put the kettlebell down. I was going to squat it for a moment, do some squats with it to keep the momentum going before I walked the 3 feet. And as soon as I went to go squat it, I sat my ass all the way down. I did. I did. And then he starts talking to me, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I take my earbud out, and he's asking me how my day is, and I was like, "I almost made it." And he looks at me holding the kettlebell laying on the floor at this point and at the shelf, and he goes, "You were very close." I was very close. It wasn't that I gave up at the end. No. It was that I was realistic about where the end of that walk is for me in that moment. It wasn't a matter of mind over body and I just gave up because I was having a moment of weak thoughts because I didn't believe in myself. It wasn't that at all. I understand my body very intimately. I understand myself very intimately. Oftentimes, my mind believes I can accomplish things that are far beyond the physical capacity of my physical body. Was it worth it to push myself beyond what I knew I could do safely? No, it was not. I've gotten a concussion before. And that was a thing that popped in my head. One of the houses we lived at, there was a shelf, like a huge built-in shelf that was maybe like a foot or two above my head and had a whole bunch of plants there because, indoor jungle, right? That's how I live. And, I think it was like a 3-gallon watering can full of water. And I was holding it like this over my head on tippy toes. I was holding it like this over my head with my arms straight up. And I was trying to tilt it like this to water the plants without getting a stool. And that was a really good example of me not respecting the limits of me. Because what ended up happening? I dropped the watering can on my head. 3 gallons on my head. And I spilled water everywhere. I did. I spilled it everywhere. What did that do? Not a dang thing because I had to cancel all my sessions for the rest of the day. I got real woozy. I probably should have went to the ER, but I didn't. I assessed there was no cranial bleeding, nothing. Oh my gosh, it was just a bruise. It was just a bruise on my head. I hit my head hard. Mhm. So that comes into my thoughts as I'm trying to force myself with another 30, 40-pound kettlebell all the way down the gym. I think for many of us, we have this problem of not believing we can do it, and that's why we stop before we finish. And then for others of us, we don't realize when we need to stop. We don't want to accept that we are now doing things in a detrimental way, in a way that is absolutely at our detriment rather than our benefit. Final loose ends are being tied shut. It's being tied tight. I don't know about you guys. If something is tied too tight, I have weak fingers and I'm not going to be able to open that. It's going to stay shut. So your soul is trying to make it possible for the things that are no longer necessary to be cleared out, to be out of your way. Are you not investing in yourself enough that you can get to that point where you can see that happen? The blockages, the obstacles are cleared out and you have a clear shot. You can go at your leisure. Or is it the opposite where your soul is like, no, it's almost done. Just relax. Hold on a second. And you're still trying to charge forward. And it's like, where are you going? Do you even know where you're going or what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish? I think it's important for us to gauge which one are we? Because most of us, we have a very difficult time listening to ourselves, listening to our soul. Why? Because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust the guidance we're receiving. So, what needs to happen? You need to allow your soul to create the very circumstances, see, creation, that will further develop your discernment. And as it does that, the actual path you need to take will be made known to you. The things that you have to do will be made known to you. And it's not that you're going to be given confirmation in the way that you demand to receive it. It's that everything in your life will align in such a way that you won't really have the opportunity to question. It will just happen. Because why? Because you've already done everything that needs to be done in order for this circumstance to be allowed to ride all the way through. For some of us, we've entered into a space of the void, a space where we cannot hear, see, or accept any type of guidance from soul. We've lost touch with who we are and what we are capable of. Okay. If you've entered there, you can exit out of it. Whatever you enter into, you can find a way to exit out of. You just sometimes need to get creative because the way you enter into something might not be the way you exit out of it. It just might not. But you're still going to be okay. You're going to get through it. How do I know this? Well, because you're here. You're listening to me. That means your soul is letting you know already. Regardless of whatever unique details there are about your unique circumstance, you're going to get through it. You just are. How do you know this? How do you not? Look at your life. Look at how everything has gone. And I know there are some who are like, I mean, my life has not gone good. Okay, has it not gone good because you weren't provided for or because you got in your own way every single time? I've had not good things happen to me quite a bit because of not so good other people. Was that something that was used to punish me? To show me that I'm not worthy? No, it was used to cultivate specific characteristics within me. And once I allowed that to occur and I allowed myself to acknowledge what was occurring, I then carried forward to the next part, the receiving. And I received all of the things, circumstance, people, connections, whatever it was. I received all of the things that were necessary to close out that chapter and start a new one. And that is how my life has gone, my entire life. If that is how your life has gone, your entire life, well, why do you still doubt? Why do you still doubt yourself? Let your soul tie off those loose ends. Don't allow the fraying, the coming apart, the unraveling to continue if it's not necessary. I remember as a child, so my paternal grandmother loved to knit and crochet and all of that. And she used to get so mad at me because I would do this weird thing. It wasn't weird. I was fascinated. As a child, I loved to deconstruct things because I wanted to know how it works. Took apart phones, all kind of things. Took them all apart. Whenever I would get some type of snag in a knitted sweater, a knitted item, rather than setting it aside and asking her to fix it, which she knew how to do, instead I would just keep tugging at the snag, which would then unravel the sweater until there was a huge hole, and I still wouldn't stop. I still wouldn't stop because I needed to know at what point does the yarn end. I would just keep on pulling and pulling and pulling like, "Oh." And then I would get caught up in seeing the pattern. Loop in, loop out, loop in, loop out, under, over, under, over. This pattern, this repetitive pattern. And every time I tug, I see the pattern repeat. I mean, is that what you're doing with your journey? And my grandma would get so mad. She would be like, "What is wrong with you? Why couldn't you stop?" Because I couldn't stop. What do you mean? Right? I couldn't stop. And I see the way my adult mind works, and sometimes it's still there, same as the child, where I see something unraveling, and rather than preserving it where it's at so that there is less needing to be repaired, and I haven't done this in a while. I hope I don't do it anymore. But I would just keep tugging and tugging and tugging. It's not much resistance when you start tugging on yarn like that. It's not. It's not knitted super tight. So I would just keep tugging and tugging and tugging, increasing the amount of deconstruction that needs to be reconstructed. If you're going to keep tugging while your soul is trying to tie up that loose end, that's going to be a lot more work you're going to have to do in order to get back to your baseline. That's going to be a lot more work that you're going to have to do. I mean, you're capable of doing it, but just because you're capable of doing it doesn't mean you don't have other things that you need to get done instead of that. So, as of right now, soul is letting you know it's still in a space where it is being patient with you in your process. If you allow yourself some time to see the ways in which your fear, your need, insecurities, all of these different things, some good, some bad, your soul is accommodating them. You are being accommodated. You're going to enter into a space of then being willing to change, right? It's time for you to allow that change to take place. As you allow that change, it will then help you to understand some of these different things. Okay. Um, I feel like I didn't shuffle this. Hold on. For some reason, I feel like I didn't shuffle this. Let me reshuffle this. I feel like I just kind of put the cards. I don't know. I wasn't fully paying attention. I do sometimes pay attention, not all the time. Not all the time. Ah. Okay. Here goes. I'm sleepy. Here goes, guys. Let's see what it has to say. Yep. Okay. I think for some of us, we don't realize that best case scenario is already being pushed out there. There's nothing that needs to be alchemically changed. The guidance that you've been given, you received it accurately. It's time for you to begin really implementing what you were guided to do. like put your all into it. Influence in reverse. I think for some of us, we think that the guidance we received is some type of upside down parasitic influence. I don't know. You're going to need to use discernment. You're going to need to see how you're receiving this information and what this information is telling you to do. Is it something that's clearly beneficial for you? And the only reason you're hesitating is because maybe you got your feelings hurt before or you felt disappointed at some point. And so now you're like, well, I don't really want to anymore. Or is it something you're getting instruction from somewhere and you're feeling very like, I don't know about this. You feel it in the pit of your belly. I found that um, the upper solar plexus, all the way up to the crown, the higher up the feeling is, the more likely you need to experience it and you're going to be kept safe. The lower portion of the solar plexus on down to the root, the lower that sensation is in your body, the more intense the message is that you need to avoid this. You need to prepare for it. It is something that is not beneficial to you. It is something that will create hardship and you need to be careful. So, that guidance that you're getting, are you getting butterflies in your belly? You know, like some people, they'll meet someone who they find like ridiculously attractive, right? And then they'll be like, oh my God, I totally got butterflies all across my low belly. That's telling me that's an F girl or F boy. You need to steer clear of them. I'm serious. That is telling me, like, oh my, no, no, no. No, no, no. When I met my husband, I remember having butterflies, but they were like just right beneath my throat. And then it went and spread across my chest, and then it went up over my ears and everything. And I'm just like, ew, what is that? Yeah, I was like 19 or no, I was 18. I think I was 18. And I was like, ew, what is that? Because no one had ever taken the time to explain to me how to interpret the way messages are received by your body. And I never took the time to understand it for myself, you know? A lot of pain the last few weeks in my lower back. I can't figure out why, but I guess it's a warning. Gayu, I don't think that's a warning. I think that's a message from soul letting you know that you're in an environment that is not receiving you in the truth of who you are. Your process is not being honored, accepted, and protected. Um, Typically, that type of pain is tied to your spiritual process and how your environment makes you feel about yourself. It can usually involve the psoas, the iliopsoas, the iliacus muscle, those like in your pelvis, adductors, abductors, and it twerks your back. Um, After that, you'll begin to reject yourself, and as you reject yourself, that pain, that discomfort will transfer down to your knees, and that's when you know you've begun rejecting yourself as well. So the body absolutely communicates messages to you, messages from soul. Remember, your soul communicates to your body by way of the chakras and the fascia. I'll start a series talking about all of this. I've been considering quite a few different things. Oh my gosh. Speaking of pain, I completely forgot. I am going to have a comfort care live meditation, and this is going to be, let me see my handy dandy schedule. This is going to be on April 27th. If you're having pain, especially chronic pain, and there's been really nothing that alleviates that pain, I have the ability to help relieve pain. It would be a virtual meditation. It's going to be about an hour long, and I'll be working on everyone and their pain receptors and helping to calm an overexcited, overstimulated nervous system. I've had people join me for my comfort care meditation in the past who have not been able to experience relief um, through all sorts of different medications and physical therapy and things like that. And they were able to have pain relief because of the comfort care meditation. So, if that's something you're interested in, click on the QR code or the link in the comment. And it's definitely something to consider. There's two options for that meditation, two options. All right. So, as you go through the things that you're going through, you're going to receive the clarity that you need. I know for some of us, we're just so unclear as to what we're supposed to be doing right now. You know, first and foremost, I think you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, and it might not register as you doing enough in your eyes. And if that's the case, I mean, have you assessed yourself lately? Have you assessed yourself for the coping mechanism that causes you to avoid what needs to be processed? If you need to make yourself busy all the time, I mean, is that you being busy or is that you avoiding? Are you avoiding the very things that need to be processed? I do it too. Doesn't make you a bad person or weak. It just is something you need to be aware of. Because when you do those things, I mean, it creates more stress and hardship for you. There's times where I have a huge project that I need to finish or a huge deadline that I have to meet. And then I'll be over there like reorganizing the closet or cleaning the whole house or moving furniture or like redoing all of my little sticky notes in the books that I read because heaven forbid I just read a book and not put sticky notes and post-its all over the book. Um, yeah, I suddenly feel the need to reorganize my crystal storage. Or I suddenly feel the need to go look at whatever tangible goods inventory I have and then reorganize my my spreadsheets to reflect the accuracy of our stock count and the crystals that I have and creating new spreadsheets for crystal metaphysical properties and like all these things that I really have no business doing in that moment. And why is that? Because I'm trying to avoid doing the very thing that I'm supposed to do by using the excuse of having to do something else. Like, no, no. Potential. There's potential that is trying to be brought forward by soul. Soul is trying to make it possible for you to achieve something that you thought was impossible. And your lack of belief in yourself is the very thing that's causing you to be like, no, it's not possible. It's not possible. Yet here is soul showing you it's about to happen for you. You know, oh my gosh. Sometimes it just irritate the absolute bakaka out of me. Bakaka. Okay, so this was years ago. We were visiting a friend in Pennsylvania, and then she told me about a casino, and I was like, "Oh." Yeah. Yes. This was before I started my company. So, my husband knows that I'm lucky in casinos. Wink, wink. Yeah. My husband knows that I can be lucky in casinos if I want to be. So he's like, I'm going to give you $100. You go in there and you win. He's like, win a lot. And I was like, okay. So there's this slot machine that I used to just love because my Asperger's was so satisfied with it. It is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. I love it. I love it. Spin, bitch, spin. I love that game. And so I was like, okay, I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to withdraw money from this casino. And I have issues with that. So I go and I sit at the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm like, girl, your family needs this money. You need money. And I sit at the machine and boom, I hit like $200. Like, yes. And then I realize, oh, this machine has progressive. Okay. At the time when I sat down, I was just thinking, all I want is a spin. And then I want it to land on the $1,000 slot for the Wheel of Fortune. I just want $1,000. That's it. That's all I want. But then I realized, like, oh, the progressive is like $10 million. And I was like, okay, what symbols do I need? Ooh, I'm getting heated thinking of this. I was like, what symbols do I need? And I'm looking at it and I'm memorizing the symbols. This, and this, this, and this, and this. And I keep saying that to myself over and over and over. And I'm just like, tap, 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 tap. That's what I need. That's what I need. Right. And so what happened? Oh, I charged myself up. Everything I touched was sparking. And I was like, all right, we're doing it. It's going to be this. It's going to hit. I'm getting that fucking progressive. Woo. So I go ahead and I do max bet because you need to do the max bet, right? I do the max bet and it's like, bam, bam, bam. Fucking all of it came out. And I was screaming. I was screaming. Oh my fucking God, that's $10 million. Except the machine wasn't screaming with me. And I'm like, wait, how come the machine is not screaming with me? It's supposed to set off all these alarms. Lights are supposed to flash, all of that, right? And I'm like, why is no one coming to me? And then I looked. The bottom of each symbol was touching the line. But the thing is, the line has to be centered on the symbol. Centered. So I hit it, but it didn't trigger the progressive jackpot. Why? Because although I loaded the charge, enough of a charge to affect it, to affect the machine, the reels, and I was set, I was focused right at the very end before the first one landed. I was like, "Oh, this is fucked up. Is this cheating?" And then I was like, "No, focus." I pulled back for a split second before I pushed forward again. So needless to say, I didn't win $10 million that night. I didn't win jack shit. I didn't. I didn't win jack shit. I didn't. Because that one disappointment that I created for myself, I was pissed off the rest of the time and I blew everything. I didn't even keep the $100 that I started with. For the rest of the time that I was in there, it did the same thing over and over and over. I was hitting lots of wins that were not paying out because it was just one off. Because that was what was stuck in my head. It's just one off. If I had allowed myself to recalibrate and allowed my soul to do what it was trying to do for me, oh, I would have won so much money that night. So much money. Because everything that I withheld from myself were huge jackpots. I was playing dollar slots. They were huge jackpots. Like one of those was like a triple, and then I think like a red 7. So if a red 7, if you hit 777 and it's supposed to be like $500, because of the triple, you do 3 times 3, which is 9 times 5, 9 times 500. That's how much I would have won for that. Just that one spin. That this doesn't even include the fucking 10 million that I did. I lost. I won but lost. Right? You see, here's the thing. We in fact are consistent creatures. We are. We are consistent creatures. But what I've noticed for most empaths, we are consistently in a state of deprivation. We deprive ourselves consistently. Consistently. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why I do it. Would you ever do it again? No, because I would just hurt my own feelings. I'm only ever on board with it if there's enough people who will win as well. Like that time I was in Vegas and I played the roulette table and then everyone was winning because they were betting on the same things as me. That was fun. I didn't see anything wrong with that because everybody was winning. And when I told them what number to choose afterwards, I felt like that was okay because, I mean, let them win, let them have fun. I'm fully aware people who go and gamble, excuse me, whatever you win, you're probably gambling it away anyways. You're probably going to gamble it away anyways. It has to be me in a mindset where I'm preoccupied with another thought, or I will get in my own way because I feel like that's unfair for me personally to win in that way. It sucks to have integrity. It sucks. It sucks. It does. Um, it just, yeah. For me personally, it feels like I'm cheating, so I can't do it. It's not that I can't, I won't. I won't do it. It's just not for me. I don't know that that's something that will ever change because I believe that everything I have, I should earn. And it's not me being on some high horse superiority complex type thing. It's like I genuinely feel that. Like I don't even like to ask for donations and things like that, you know, unless I need to help someone and I don't have the ability to help them in that moment, then yeah, I'll bring it to our community and if anyone needs something, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I am. It's just, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm like that. It has to do with my perception of integrity and it just is what it is. Right. At one point, I was talking to my congregation members and I was like, we need to plan a trip to Vegas as a community. And you guys get me, you know, come have some good dinner with me, get me nice and full because your girl be so happy when I'm full. It puts me in a whole nother realm of like, we need to change the world beautifully. And you feed me some good food and we will walk through the casino, tell you exactly what to play. I tell you exactly what to play, how much to play. If it don't pay out by then, no, get up. And then maybe you guys can strategically place yourselves across the casino. And as I walk through, I just, you know, you get some, you get some, you get some. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't believe in luck because some people will be like, well, maybe you should just go and maybe you'll get lucky. I don't believe in luck. I believe that luck is what happens when we allow ourselves to get out of our own way and allow soul to give us whatever it is we should have. Does that make sense? I don't believe in luck at all. So I'm going to pull out 2 cards. #1, #2. I would only consider a group trip like that for people who have been or who are in the congregation, just because, like, I'm not comfortable being around people I don't know beforehand. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe maybe at some point when the weather warms up. Sexy Jesus, I'm only doing 2 cards. Boo, why are you putting #3? He's like #3. Boo, there's only 2 cards. All right, fine. We'll do 3 cards. Maybe when the weather warms up, I'll do some type of in-person vision quest, like an in-person retreat, not virtual. And it would need to be somewhere somewhere in the mountains, somewhere where there is a lot of nature and trees, and within driving distance to a casino. But we're not going to talk about that on a live stream. Saying, so if you ever see me, and I will not post, I don't post the location of the retreat because I am aware of enough inappropriate people who want to know my location. So yeah, you can't just meet us there. You have to be a part of the retreat. This is scary. This is so scary. I'm telling you guys right now, if I have an in-person retreat, anyone acts weird with me, I'm going to deadlift and yeet you across the room. I'm telling you. Okay. Your girl got boundaries these days. No, I know that the next time I do an in-person retreat, none of that's going to be an issue. It's just not. It's not going to be an issue. Ooh, okay, 2. Should we do an in-person retreat? How many months in advance do you guys need to prepare for an in-person retreat? How many months in advance do you need? I'm over here like, I'm saying, like, when we doing this? And my husband's probably like, girl, girl, you need 2-3 months. Okay. 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 Let's see if he's going to come in the room and say something. No, he's not. Okay. #1. #1. Oh, before I forget, I didn't mention it earlier. I am having my Black Magic Revocation workshop this Saturday. The tickets are going to be open until Thursday morning, tomorrow morning. If you want to be part of this workshop, you need to get your ticket already because once it's closed, it's closed. All right. Now we're ready. #1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Hashtag. Ooh, look at you. Here we go. Okay. Nectar of the Lotus. Let's see. #1. There. All right. #1. The Divine Mother wishes that those who are meant to feed others be well fed too. Hot diggity dang. Ooh, hot diggity dang. You want to be well fed? I was just talking about I want to be well fed. I'm serious. Hashtag one. The Divine Mother wishes that those who are meant to feed others be well fed too. Your devotion to helping others has the effect of squeezing the cosmic heart chakra of the Divine Mother. From her heart drips nectar, sweet, sustaining, life affirming energy that feeds you and allows you to nourish many souls. Like a sacred chalice that overflows when you are full, well, and vital. The feeding of others happens effortlessly. You're guided to be fed now, fed with divine nectar from the heart of the mother. There is an endless supply of energy, joy, peace, bliss, and love for you flowing from the heart of the divine mother Kuan Yin. Yet sometimes we may experience limitation instead of endless supply. These limits can be a hidden blessing. They could be a sign that our mind and emotional life could use some help shifting from scarcity consciousness into a consciousness of abundance. As we do this, we tend to relax and flow more, tapping into what is needed rather than perceiving restriction. A limit or block in our flow might be telling us that our nervous system needs some time to adapt to receiving higher intensities of spiritual electricity through our system as we become more used to living a joyful, higher vibrational existence. A limit or restriction in our energy might indicate that we have been so focused on giving to others that we have forgotten that we are a part of the divine heart we are seeking to embody. And we need to gain more balance in our lives by taking some time out and attention for ourselves. When we are encountering a limit of some kind, whether through needing to come back into balance or because we are about to break through into a new level of spiritual growth and realization, it is wise to receive divine nectar, to allow ourselves to become replenished and supported, honoring the guidance that is hiding in the limitation we are encountering. Then it will have served its purpose and the limit can fall away. Divine nectar is our vital energy. It is the life force and the fuel for growth of all kinds. It is peace. It is power. It is abundance. And it is love and divine grace. It exists in the physical world and the spiritual worlds, forever intertwining with each other throughout the life of our universe. When our chi energy, our life force, is replenished, we can feel creative, happier, and more content, accepting of ourselves, others, and life, and more able to flow in harmony with nature and divine will. It is a much more enjoyable way to live in balance and with adequate chi than to be struggling to keep going at times when it would be more productive to love ourselves enough to stop, rest, replenish, and revitalize ourselves. And this reminds me of that thing I shared with you guys about the kettlebell. You know, like, I realized my need in that moment. Realize your need is not a blockage. It is the very pathway to get whatever it is you need in that moment and beyond that moment. We gain the most chi when we are in connection. Otherwise, it is like trying to draw power when there is already a plug in the socket. Kuan Yin guides you to healing now by asking that you listen to yourself and your needs. What part of you needs more connection? Is it your emotions, your body, or your spirit? What would bring you the most joy and well being? Do you need exercise or meditation or both? Do you need time alone to reconnect with yourself or time with friends and family? Imagine spending some time in nature. What type of nature would feel the best for you right now? Trees, the ocean or mountains, a wide open field blooming with vibrant flowers or rich grasses on a clear sunny day, or a cool dark forest with an abundant canopy of lush greenery. Even just becoming aware of what feels good for you at any given time is a way to open your heart to receive the divine nectar that seeks you out, to nourish you and replenish you. Taking a few moments to consider what you need strengthens your self awareness and increases your ability to consciously meet those needs. This is essential for you to be able to cultivate your chi energy and live your happiest life. It is this good self care that allows you to partake of the nectar of the lotus. The Mother Divine wants to help you, and you can assist her by helping yourself too. Ooh, 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 ooh. Those who chose #1, um, this is a good thing. You're being told exactly what you need to do to allow yourself to receive. This means your soul wants to give to you in an imminent way. It is coming. It is imminent. It's already on the way. It's been shipped. It's been shipped. All you have to do is wait for it to actually be delivered, right? Okay, #2. Oh my goodness. I know of a specific cabin that backs up to BML land, BLM land, and there's vortices right by it. And there's a lot of beds. Mm. I'm thinking of retreats. I'm thinking of retreats, and we shall see when the weather warms up. Oh my god, we shall see. All right, those who chose #2. Ooh, Sodashi. #2 is card number 26, Sadashi. Ruby red with the divine juice of life. She nourishes the body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shodashi restores self esteem and awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. Do you notice how these two cards are very similar? That you are being guided as to how to best receive the maximum amount allotted to you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's a lot. It's a lot. Sadashi is the fertile and creative aspect of Lalita Tripura Sundari. Red colored skin and vibrant with feminine life force, she is the power to actualize desires. In color healing from Hinduism and Buddhism, red is medicine for attraction and magnetism. The appearance of Shodashi in a reading indicates a time when your ability to attract what you want is heightened. Ooh. You can be relaxed and trusting in your capacity for magnetically drawing all you desire into your world. In the tantric teachings of Kali Ma, desire is not something to be afraid of, but something that can become a part of our spiritual path. The benefits of developing the character traits required for manifesting desire, such as relaxation, trust, enjoyment, delight, and bliss, as well as discipline, commitment, determination, focus, and a positive attitude, encourage us onward so we don't give up before attaining success. From our successes, we will come to realize that within one desire lies the seed of another. Ooh, do you have enough protection? Make sure you're protected with this support. I'm not even joking. Oh my God. From our successes, we will come to realize that within one desire lies the seed of another. Eventually, the nature of desire is realized as a pathway rather than about the thing sought. The desire nature can motivate us to attain breakthroughs for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Shodashi teaches that desire helps us to live from the heart, honoring what truly lights up our being and being motivated by our passions. This can be beneficial for the spiritual path rather than a distraction from it. Her heart is compassionate, and her spirit, despite her youth, is truly great. Shodashi encourages young people with big dreams to believe in their abilities and trust their hearts. She also reminds us that age is not necessarily a signifier of wisdom, nor is youthfulness necessarily an indication of a lack thereof. Shodashi encourages us to discern qualities at a deeper level, rather than to make assumptions based on age or appearance. Don't take things at face value or go by someone's words. Look instead at their actions, at what your experience has been, and allow for understanding as to how to proceed to arise from there. The fulfillment of the heart's desire can be attained in ways other than what the mind prescribes. Shodashi encourages us to stay open even if certain plans have failed to yield what we had hoped. This is an indication that the universe has other ways for us to fulfill our heart's yearning that are likely to be far more beneficial and richer. The heart can perceive the deeper workings of the divine in all things, even in challenges and difficulties. This is why the heart can trust, even when the mind recoils at what is taking place. The intellect tends to create stories about situations not working out as expected. Such stories are not often accurate, let alone helpful. Shodashi asks us to take care with such misinterpretations of our experiences. She reminds us that when we trust in our heart's wisdom rather than what appears to be, we will find the courage and faith to stay true to an extraordinary life path so that we can manifest extraordinary blessings. So much is coming to you guys. So much is coming to you guys. Shodashi often arises when the soul needs deep cleansing, particularly of past hurts. Her presence indicates recovery and the reclaiming of dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. If your innate being has been attacked in any way, or if there has been bullying or nastiness directed towards you, Shodashi brings healing and renewal to rise above such mean spiritedness and lay claim to your beauty and worth. If we have been overly valued for our appearance, then she provides a healing path to clear the confusion and connect us to the real value and beauty of our inner being. Her oracle indicates all manner of beautiful blessings awakening within and being attracted into your life. A lot of good things in the works. So let those loose ends be tied up. Don't let it get in the way. Don't let it get in the way. Let it be tied up so that it can be put aside. All right. Those who chose #3, AKA Sexy Jesus. #3. Here we go. #3. Here goes. You got card number 43, lunar eclipse change. We are approaching a lunar eclipse, I believe March 25th. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. A lunar eclipse takes place when the earth is directly aligned between the sun and the moon. The earth blocks out the sun's light, causing the moon to be in the earth's shadow. This can only happen during a full moon, and while a solar eclipse lasts for only minutes, the lunar eclipse lasts for hours. Ancient peoples were extremely frightened by eclipses because they believed a great serpent was taking bites out of the sun and moon. Eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy and disordered, but they are not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We are meant to be thrown off balance to make necessary changes. It is a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you have either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. When the lunar eclipse card presents itself in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Ooh. Such changes will likely be unexpected ones, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort on your part. These will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It will seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed, because this altering of your life is essential in getting you where you need to be. We are all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. It's never an easy path. Any number of things might happen: the ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in life's path or job, or a change in where you live. Whatever it may be, it will be abrupt. Lunar eclipses herald times of a new way of looking at things. That is why they can bring on changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions, or, if you are lucky, a marked improvement in your eyesight. The moon also has a connection to the brain. Thus, you may find yourself more in tune with unseen energies or experience moments of revelation. Whatever the issue, it has been brewing for a while and things are about to bubble over. It could be a partner or would be partner who wishes to take a relationship to a new level. Since the moon symbolizes our emotions, you probably already sense what this change should be and will not be completely surprised by it. But the force and dramatic nature of the shift may be unexpected. Expect to be thrown off balance. If the situation is something you've taken for granted and it collapses, then you will need to make a new start. In any event, you should start to see these effects within the next 6 weeks and expect for an outcome to be completed within 6 months. This card also indicates cycles, and whatever seems lost at this time, you can be assured will return to you, perhaps in a different form, but most certainly better. Ooh wee. Ooh, ooh, wee. I think that all of the cards, 1, 2, and 3, are suggesting that change, beautiful change, is coming. For some of us, this beautiful change will be delivered in a peaceful manner, something very calm, a very gentle type of transition. For others of us, it's going to be a shake weight moment. Life's going to grab you, shake you, and then set you down in a new place that's more aligned with what you actually need, a place that is very much supportive of the growing of your peace, the expanding of your awareness, and the realization of how powerful you are within your journey. I like it. I like all three. I hope that whatever confirmation you were needing to help you move further down your path, you received here today. If not, watch one of my other videos. I'm sure there's something there that will help you. Okay. I got to get going, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Look for me across all social media. I'm Emmy Evolving across the board. And also, don't forget about my comfort care meditation. You can find the QR code. You can click on the QR code or find the link in the comments. This Saturday is the Black Magic Revocation Workshop. You can click the QR code or the link in the comment for that. If you're in need of etheric medicine services, you have some type of physiological circumstance that doctors have not been successful helping you with, go check it out. Click that QR code or find the link in the comments. And then also, I have established another date for my morphogenetic fundamentals workshop. Quite a few people have been asking when I'm going to do that again. I usually do it maybe once a year or once every couple years. But I figure I'll do it again in a couple months. If you are interested, and the seating is limited for the morphogenetic fundamentals, click on that QR code or the link in the comment, and you'll be able to see the details and secure your seat. So until I see you again, I hope everyone takes very good care of themselves and you allow yourself to receive all of the love and support and protection that's necessary for this next part of your journey. There's no reason you need to sit stagnant. Keep going, keep flowing. Allow your soul to give you exactly what it knows you're ready to receive in this moment. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.